Sensei, we have another matchup on our hands in the Kingpin semifinals. And funny enough, we just talked about Gibb and Jarvis. One of the participants in this fight, Whindersson Nunes, says Jarvis wins that fight easily, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Wow, easily.
I don't know if that was who he wants to fight or if that's just wishful thinking. I don't know. But he has a bigger physically problem on his hands right now, and that is King Kenny. This matchup is taking the main event slot, Sensei. We got a brand new main event slot for the semifinals. Let's talk about Kenny versus Whindersson. What do you think, man?
Listen, man, when we did our four corners, we had to make our picks.
Yep.
And I picked one man to win it all. Okay. And that was my man, King Kenny.
Yep.
And I said this, in my video with him after we fought. And he was like, dude, let's run it back. And I made a comment about when we were fighting in the fourth round that we're 3 rounds in. I had 2 really good rounds, round 1 and round 3. Mm-hmm. And we go to round 4. And I look across the damn canvas, and this man can't wait to get out of the seat. He is excited, hyped. And I'm like, dude, this guy, in my mind, I look across. I want to see if maybe he felt a little defeated. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Tough round 3. I know he's down. I look across. He's amped. He's ready to get back in there. I'm like, and I go, this kid loves this stuff, dude. Yep. Man, this kid loves it. And I knew in that moment that, and I said about rematching this kid, I said, no, listen, if I go to rematch this kid in 6 months, this guy's is going to be completely different. The kid that I saw fight Temper wasn't even the same the kid that I fought, and that was like 3 or 4 months.
Bro, there's a video out right now. Here, let me see if I can find it really quick.
Yeah, find that little short clip of his progression.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. You see Daly is teaching him by having him listen to music and staying on beat. That's pretty cool. And then look at that.
Look at that. It's a year. Not even a year later. Less than a year.
Less than a year, dog. That looks like a boxer.
Yeah.
Like it does. It looks like a boxer.
The transformation, skill-wise, and then also physically.
Physically, he looks incredible.
The athlete that he became.
Dog. Yeah.
The athlete he can become completely different. Completely different.
I just want to watch this first part again.
And then, his just fight IQ and his fight progression.
Yep. Look at this. Look at that, dude. Who is that, bro? Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, dude.
In March. This is right before, I think, Raksu. And then, no, right after Raksu. And then here's, look at how poetic that is, Sensei. You see Whindersson in the background there?
Oh, look at that.
That's poetic. And then this is the gym they're currently out of, man. That's crazy. But I just want to see
man
this.
Looks bigger, and he's going to be making 170 something.
I know. Bro, I just want to see. Look at this. Look at the hands. Look at that. It's crazy.
Bro. We're talking. It's actually insane. Just his skill and his athletic progression. But I could see it. I could see the trajectory and the pace that he was on.
Yep. Wow.
And I'm like, this kid, and he loves doing this, bro. He loves boxing.
Yeah.
It's not the whole. He don't give a damn about nothing, and that makes somebody really scary. We talk about like influencers and influencer boxing is supposed to be promoting and doing all that stuff. Yes, I agree. They should be doing 100%. More of that stuff, 100%. However, you're still going to be fighting in there, and unfortunately, there's some dudes who are taking it a lot more seriously than others.
Facts.
And this happens to be one of those guys.
It's crazy. Influencer boxing.
In the gym.
You either get one or the other. Like, there are some guys that are terrible boxers that people are fan favorites of because they just promote really well, right?
Correct.
But there's guys like Kenny who, for whatever reason, I don't know if you notice this, but I do. Maybe it's a USA thing. People, they're like so quick to jump on Kenny for a lot of shit that everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? I never get that. Like, oh, Kenny this, boring that. I'm like, talking about. He's one of the most entertaining fighters we have.
I know, but it's just because I think it's the controversy.
Promotion. It could be that. Yeah,
It's also the controversy. His first fight, bro. His first fight with Tommy.
But that's even something
rigged immediately. And then his next fight, it's not him though, but he's
guilty by association.
It's associated. Yeah. Yes, he's associated with it, and because he's quiet about it, and even his responses at time were a little bit
like I didn't lose. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was tough. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just go extreme one way or the other.
I love it,
when
though.
you go extreme. If you go extreme, maybe that helps you out a little bit. But regardless, the man's a dog.
Oh, I love it.
You know how I feel about this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think unless Kenny ends up, similar like with the Raksu, where the game plan isn't right, or he kind of gets in his own head, or something, or gets out of character. If this man's in character, he hurts Whindersson bad.
You saying that because of the Whindersson Philippek fight? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
What about that fight? Why are you saying that?
Dude, listen. Kenny and Philippek are not the same person. Whindersson doesn't do that to Nate. I'll tell you that right now, sir. Whindersson does not do that to Nate, my friend. Okay? And Kenny walked through our guy Nate.
Yeah, man.
Walked him down.
Yeah.
Okay? The first jab he hit him with, that's like the jab that you get hit with when you're first time sparring in the gym.
Yep.
Son.
It was nice.
Whoa, what's going on?
It was nice.
Right? So that's what I expect to see when I saw Whindersson and I saw Philippek fight. I go, oh no. No.
What do you mean? He dropped him with the body shot. We all saw it, dog.
Listen, what do you mean? He grazed his elbow, sir. He grazed his elbow.
Now let me do this.
I don't want to get into it.
Let me do this.
I don't want to get into it.
Before you get heated. Let me throw some cold water on it because I have seen Whindersson spar as recently as last week.
Okay, and so talk to me. Maybe I don't know. You can't give it all away.
Right. I'm not going to give it everything away. I'm not going to give any of that away. But what I'll say is he's locked in. We saw the skill he has, what he likes to go to. He does like to draw out shots and counter off of them, right? He'll walk forward as a forward counter puncher, and put his chin in your face and be like, hit me, pull counter, right? Hit me, pull counter, uppercut, whatever. There's going to be a lot of that with Kenny, I feel, because you kind of have to, right? I think that Whindersson's team and everybody watching this matchup that want Whindersson or think he's going to win, look at Kenny and go, okay, nice jab, doesn't want to engage in his pocket. And of course, you look at 3 other tournament fighters here, all of them want to engage in the pocket. All of them. So this is either a massive win for Kenny and it propels him to immediately be, like you said, the favorite to win the whole thing because everyone has a very similar fight style out of the other 3. Kenny's the odd one out here. Right? Mm-hmm. So I think what Whindersson and them want and see out of Kenny is that he's not comfortable in exchanges. And that'll be the big...
Well, if you look at the Nate fight.
No, again, the Nate fight, you're kind of like, well, he kind of was, and he dropped the right hand on the back foot.
I'm looking at the man that I just saw.
Exactly.
The man that I just saw.
But they think
walking forward, coming in, no haircut, no cut,
looking
Kenny. Like Tyson. We're coming in, no cut. Kenny came in.
Listen,
no cut. Kenny.
My mate Nate, he's okay fighter. He's an okay fighter, but I came in, I dropped the right hand on him. But no, listen.
And I'm gonna say this. With Whindersson, with me. How does he close the gap, son? You got to close the gap. And he's a little bit flat-footed. And we talked about this, the feet work. I wanted to see the feet work. And you got to be able to close the gap. Kenny's reach, for me being in there, is a lot longer than you think.
Crazy.
And he's fast.
It's like fighting fucking Tommy Fury. It's the same reach.
It literally is. Same reach. So you got to be able to close the gap.
It's not like for people that watch this, it's not like fighting Tommy. It's a different, but we're saying the reach.
The reach, yes. The length, arm length. So how do you close the gap? And if you do, or in that process of getting there, Kenny is a different dog now. He's not just waiting. This man ducking and diving and
head movement's really good with Kenny
we're
now.
Coming off a dude. Listen, as a fighter who's knocked someone out before, and when you finish a fight like that, when you feel that power and you have that confidence, and he did it to DK, but it was different. With Nate, he imposed the right style. He imposed the right style with Nate.
Yep.
And the style, the overhands, the ducking, and chopping over the top. This is different. The man is different.
So what are you saying? What do you think happens here?
I think he finishes Whindersson within 2, dog. I think it's bad early.
You better be glad. Listen, all I'm saying is you better be glad you're in the United States, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I know. Listen, I gotta call it like I see it. And again, the last thing I can see from Whindersson is the Philippek. And that's just staying in my brain.
Do you think?
Unfortunately,
let's put this in perspective because we watched Whindersson in the Popo Freitas fight and he was able to. He was durable, man. He was there. And Popo was hitting him with shots. Do you think
he was hitting him but not trying to end him? There's the difference,
right? Do you think there is anything to be said for the moment here? Kenny's first main event.
That is true.
Gonna be a lot of Brazilians in that crowd. I've been walking around the streets.
Now you're talking.
I've been walking around. You know what I'm saying? Them streets of Dublin. They're not just, what are you talking about, mate? There's also some like, you know, what is some of this? There's a lot of Brazilians out here, dude. You know what I mean? Oh, hey. Imagine.
Listen. You know what? Here's the thing. It is true because maybe Philip Peck was a lot better, and maybe the moment, got to him a little bit.
Right. You said the moment or the monetary? I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
Dude, listen. I don't know. He had some weird freaking brand tattooed on his body. I don't want to talk. I don't know what's going on, dude. Can we get the FBI to search into that?
Let's go. No, okay, but honestly, Whindersson showed, in my opinion, in the Philip Peck fight, he is not only worthy of this fight with Kenny, but listen, I don't think it's as easy as first or second round KO. I think Whindersson's gonna really be a test here.
Yeah.
And I think if Kenny is not switched on in the pocket, Whindersson's got some skills there.
It is very true. If Whindersson can close the gap, especially when you make a point with the crowd in the moment, because Kenny he fought out of the UK.
Right.
But he has not, this is going to be enemy territory.
Yeah, and I asked him, I even asked Kenny about that too. He was like, this will be the first time I'm playing the villain. He goes, I kind of like it. So,
well, the No Cut Kenny villain arc is kind of,
it's already here.
There. But still, when you're in there and the crowd is screaming.
Yep.
It's not so much, just the crowd. It's if you face any adversity and Whindersson closes the pocket and then the crowd roars in that moment, that can play a factor. Not when you're walking out there. I expect Kenny to be,
And also, dude, let's just be honest about something. Adversity. It can play a factor in the judging of the fight too. I'm not saying, I'm not even I don't want to bring that into it, but bro, Whindersson throws shots that happen, land or may not, and that crowd's going, and Kenny's here, you know what I'm saying? Daly had a good point about that in the video we did with him. He's like, my brother Kenny, I told him if we get on the back foot, it's going to be a little bit more difficult when all of the people are against us in the arena. You can't do that. You have to be a little bit more switched on. Okay, I'm not doing a great Daly, but essentially that is what he was like. Listen, we have to. My brother Kenny. So
that to me that benefits Kenny because he listens to Daly, and Daly, with the Raxi fight, that was a controversy. Okay, he was listening to Daly, and that kind of led him into a tough decision. But if Daly's gonna be telling him to go forward and bring the fight and yelling at him to do that, Kenny's not. I don't see Kenny going, let me just try to edge out this decision. You know what I'm saying? Kenny's probably going to be coming in for a finish because he knows he doesn't want a controversial decision anymore.
Right.
He wants the fight to end.
Yeah.
The different dog.
All right. So you're saying King Kenny by first or second round stoppage. We have now solidified Sensei's picks. Comment section. Let us know down below. Does Kenny stop Whindersson Nunes? And if so, does that mean we get a Kenny and a Nissan Gibb final, which is what Sensei has now picked? And to be honest, in our Four Corners debate, I think we both picked. But we don't have the answers yet. True. Jarvis looking really nice. Whindersson Nunes, a phenom in his own right. The Kingpin semifinals are now underway. Who wins and why?
I can't take no loss. I don't need no